Rentz, and then Mr. Hedrick. Mr. Rentz from Aqua.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, council members, staff. Mark Rentz, representing Aqua and the Ag Urban Coalition. First, let me start by expressing my appreciation to Joe, Martha, for having spent numerous hours with us discussing how we go forth together in implementing the Delta Plan, and most particularly, as we have identified over numerous iterations or drafts of the Delta Plan, our concerns with WRP1. I handed out some language to you that was provided to staff yesterday, and it was my understanding, and maybe I misunderstood, that that language was going to be provided to the council so they could consider it during their deliberations. I noticed that on page 4-2, it's not one of the options that are listed. I understand timing, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that was printed before this, and we actually do have
and so I guess my encouragement to the board, to the council, is given that we worked hard, and this is a reflection of what we tried to work with staff to come to a common ground on, that the staff, the council would hold in abeyance any action on this particular item and let this option be fully read, considered, and discussed amongst council members at a future date. I don't think today provides you ample opportunity for that. So that's Aqua and the Ag Urban's initial position, but given that you do have a staff recommended language before you, I would like to take a few minutes to point out a few things that are of concern to us that we would appreciate if you'd deliberate on as you discuss the staff's option with, of course, the hope that you'll hold in abeyance any action at this time. If you look at the first paragraph, I highlighted 3 or 4 words in there that I don't know that this council has adequately deliberated on to give us a sense. As Martha pointed out, we need examples. We thought examples would be included in what was provided to the board. But we don't know that we have a full sense, but the potential ramifications are quite significant when you talk about adequately contribute to improved regional self-reliance. What does adequately contribute? Significantly cause significant adverse environmental impact. We've tried to provide some examples to your staff that we thought started to get our hands around some of that. So I think there's some words that are just fodder for debate, administrative appeals to you on covered actions down the road, and possible litigation. So I would say that it would be to the council's advantage to take some time to deliberate on that. With regards to the third paragraph that begins with the intent of the policy, at the end of that first line it says, are taking appropriate actions. We would argue that appropriate actions are compliance with the law. That's what it is when we're a nation of laws. So we'd say strike at a minimum and recognize that if a party is acting in compliance with the laws, they are consistent with this policy. That's what this policy is designed, and as one previous speaker said, it was a fully vetted discussion, debate, as that law was formed and finally passed. Final point, because I don't want to take all your time, I know you got a lot of speakers ahead of you, is I do want to express a concern that was stated by a previous speaker regarding the last paragraph. The baseline for initiating compliance with this policy will be 2010-2012. There appears to be an implication there that not a whole heck of a lot has happened prior to 2010-2012 with regards to improving water use efficiency, conservation, looking for expanding portfolios in terms of different water supplies, regional self-reliance, and nothing could be further from the truth. And nothing could be further from the truth from the fact that we have indeed, California tried and made significant investments in improving our efficiency and water use. And let me close with a couple of summary points from the recent PPIC report on water in California's economy. I encourage you to take time to read that short report, but that is full of some very valuable information. Point number one made by the PPIC. Agricultural water use has declined since the 1980s. Point number two made by the PPIC. Urban water use has leveled off since the mid-1990s despite population growth. To me, those are positive factors that should be taken into account and that should be encouraged. We're not anywhere near the end of where our challenges ahead of us, but that should be figured into the equation when you're starting to talk about winter baseline years, winter activities what activities have been taken, and that's figured into the formula of your deliberations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.